Talk with the Gnostic Warrior. I'm your host, Mo, broadcasting from San Diego, California, to the audience on YouTube, whether you catch this live or on the rebroadcast. Won't really matter because it's all basically the same content. Normally I'm on Facebook. I got a really big community there that most of you might not know of. If you know of me on YouTube or what other medium, normally on Facebook I have a following of about 55,000 people that follow and then they join in. On any event, I was banned on Facebook for 30 days now. This is I think my 5th offense. Feels like I'm in jail or prison, and that's the idea of this video about free speech and what's going on around the world right now and what you're going to be seeing. You know, I like to do these walk and talks because I get a little exercise, get outside. It's healthy. I'm sitting a lot inside working on my computer, so I like to get out sometimes and take a little bit of a walk and get those legs moving, get that blood pumping, because you need to stay active to stay healthy and get some actually sun rays as well. But back to the topic of the video, free speech, no more going forward for a lot of people. And this deals with the cancel culture. It deals with, of course, some things that people aren't really going to be allowed to talk about. And talking about these things, these subjects are going to force you to get canceled or get banned from, say, Facebook or YouTube. So if you want to survive, you know, for example, if your work deals working online, you know, doing some type of business, or you're using various online services to market your business, which is really everybody in the world today, you know. So when your income is threatened and you have a family like myself with children, you know, you are forced, because, you know, you could say what you want and get banned and have all certain types of things happen to you personally in your business, and then you have no money, no ways to support your family and your children. And this is where we're moving, guys. So that's what a lot of people don't understand in regards to speaking your mind, free speech per se, saying whatever you want, about the powers that be, and of course about the jab thing that they're talking about right now, which of course I had a video that just got taken down on YouTube the other day. I had trouble broadcasting it. It was a live broadcast talking about certain things that were going on, and it got taken down. And I got a notice, a warning from YouTube saying, you know, the next time you're going to get a strike and another strike and another strike. And of course this deals with the vaccine. And I didn't really say anything. I just posted a snippet of something, and I really have refrained from talking about it because I knew once this came in where we were going, what was happening, and I knew that it's dangerous to talk about this, especially if it's on the negative side. So a lot of people don't understand free speech is no more, and it's going to get worse and worse. And I've researched history on free speech. Thank you for tuning in or watching this. If you're watching on the broadcast, please hit the like button. Thank you. Again, this is something I normally do on Facebook. I have a large community over there. Not that I don't like YouTube, it's just you get used to one platform or the other. As I mentioned, I'm banned over there. They have algorithms that will literally ban you. I'm attacked all the time, shadow banned, you know, and so forth. And then I'll do a live broadcast, which are usually pretty popular, these walk-in talks. And it all depends on what you say. And I've learned this I've been online since the 2000s, right? So when the internet first kind of started, not back then doing any type of, Gnostic warrior stuff or conspiracy or anything like that, but, dealing more with real estate when I was in real estate, and then I got into mortgages, and I used to build my own websites and stuff like that. So that's kind of how I started back in 1998 online. So yeah, I was one of the first people to kind of have a website, and then that developed into a website I had called loansafe.org, where I help people online and with their mortgages and stuff. And that's a big crisis coming now. There's millions of people now that are behind on their mortgage. They can't pay rent. And this is going to come to roost. A lot of these people are going to lose their home. And this is another thing that's happening. I'm noticing, the algorithms through Google and through YouTube. A lot of, in the past, you could find information about what was going on, and it's actually more truth in media, even in the corporate media. For example, the crisis, the real estate crisis that we're going into, the foreclosure crisis, millions of people are going to lose their homes, and it's going to really wipe out a lot of wealth in the United States, but you can't really hear anything from mainstream media. And when you try to research this and try to find the statistics, they're burying them in the searches, and you got to really dig deep. And then when you dig deep, it's very confusing because the sourcers kind of confuse the information and the knowledge, and that's the whole idea, right? So free speech, I learned, was never free speech in reality, because you can't really say what you want, and you never could. And people need to understand that, and this is going to get more and more, and especially in regards to the government. Yeah, thank you for tuning in, and let me know what you think. People are getting banned on Facebook, on YouTube. This deals with the cancel culture as well. In the cancel culture, they're going after a lot of people that are really just telling the truth. They're speaking their minds. They've analyzed, they've researched, canceled, right? And then, of course, they mix that in there with, of course, people that deserve not to have free speech, or that have been canceled, i.e. rapists, or people that attack people that are, people are coming out. So that's kind of mixed in there with actual people that aren't scumbags, that aren't bad people, and they're just going out trying to warn, their fellow brothers and sisters of the world, what's going on, what's going to be happening. So this free speech, I knew a long time ago. I've been shadow banned for the last 10 years doing the Gnostic Warrior, and it's crazy times, guys, and it's going to get much, much worse as we move forward. I've had my door broken in over things that have happened and things that I've been involved with online. And there's stories, all kinds of different stories, if you go down kind of the rabbit hole of that world of people, i.e. the Alex Jones types. I forget what his name was, but he had the big shootout. He was an ex-Navy intelligence officer, author of A Pale Horse, I believe was the book or something. But, those are just little examples. There was a guy in up north in Sacramento, or the San Francisco area, that was writing a story. He was a pilot on 911. And his family was found deceased. Those are conspiracies surrounding certain things, but when you go down this rabbit hole, you realize that, we do live in a dangerous world. You can't say everything you want to say. In regards to what's going on now, I feel that they're really clamping down, especially when there's a global or a national narrative that's being pushed through the politics, through the media and everything. And if you try to be Mr. Knight in shining armor, I'm gonna, put my sword, my tongue, and, keyboard warrior, they're gonna zap you and end your existence, right? Whether that be through your Google accounts and so forth. And a lot of us have businesses that has nothing to do with this, that we're trying to make a living, and it's hard. I really don't make any money off of this type of stuff, YouTube or Gnostic Warrior. So I have businesses that are tied in through social media and different things that would be affected, and it could devastate me. And I don't want to take those chances, and I'm going to do what I have to do, and I advise that's what you guys do, and gals around the world, is you watch what you say, but you protect yourself. I mean, you look around you, no one's, crying from rooftops, your neighbors, I'm sure you don't have a lot of friends, we don't really have a community anymore. It's as if we're all on our own. I know it's like that here in the United States. We're all individualists, even in our own families, we're kind of, after you're 18, you're on your own here in the United States. Good luck trying to get help or assistance, because your own family is struggling in their own individual lives, or they're bourgeois, or they have money and they don't care about you because they've been taught, hey, you got to figure it out on your own and do it. There's no unity. Sorry, big trucks going by, a little loud. But yeah, again, thank you. Tell me what you guys think about free speech. Here in the United States, the founding fathers actually didn't believe in free speech. What we have now is actually a new phenomenon where people, especially via social media, Facebook, YouTube, where everybody could speak and say what they want and then broadcast it to the world. Completely new, And you don't have to have much talent to do so, or much wisdom or knowledge, right? So it's going to get harder to find real information and knowledge. You're going to have to watch what you have to say. Yeah, thank you for commenting. It's hard to see the comments on here when I'm walking in the sun, but yeah, remember the forgotten heroes, the people that are going down, and not necessarily, of course, the Alex Jones, he still has a huge following and is making a ton of money, right? But there's small guys like us that don't get anything. And that's kind of been my existence for the last 12 years, because I really didn't want to, do the kind of sell things all the time, whether it be Bitcoin or some filter or anything like that. I have a mold business, which many of you guys know. I'm a certified mold inspector and a remediator, remove mold. It's hot today. It's about, I think, 97 or something. So I like to walk. Again, it gets the blood flowing and breaks up the day. So there's some more advice there if you guys are still listening here that is non-related to free speech, is you guys better double down on some type of business or something you could do to make money, and don't rely online for everything. You should work offline in your community with some type of business if you can. Think of something you could do yourself, so you don't have to rely on a boss or rely on employees, because I'm telling you, finding good people in this world to work for you and to care about your business it's one of the most hardest things to do as a business owner. I've owned several businesses, and as I mentioned, my company now, I've went through so many different employees. They lie, they cheat, they steal. Of course, there's good people out there. I'm not saying that everybody is bad, but the good people actually, they end up usually going on their own and starting their own company, or, mold is a tough business. It's dangerous, it's dirty, it's hot, it's filthy. You gotta wear a mask, so it can be rough. And a lot of those good guys, they don't like to work around that. They'd rather maybe, build things or do drywall rather than get nasty mold out. So that's been my problem. But in any event, I'm telling you guys, you're gonna have to find something, I feel, that is offline, that works again online with a website that you make money to live, to support your family. Because if you don't, I believe the economy going forward, it's going to wipe a lot more people out, especially with all these COVID lockdowns, things like they're doing in Australia right now and so forth. I mean, who knows what's going to happen? So you gotta do what you can to protect you, right? So what are some good businesses? Businesses that people use often and in your community. I mean, but a lot of them are hard, or nasty, or I'm telling you, every business that I've ever done or thought of, there's no really easy business other than like selling software online, or something like that. Everything else is pretty darn tough, and you got to learn how to do it. You got to learn the ins and outs. You got to have customer service. You got to wear, 10, 20, 30 different hats when you run a small business, because you're literally doing everything for that new company to get it going. Marketing, the paperwork, the sales, you're doing the work, of course, right? And then it's never ending. So you got to learn a lot of different skills. And then of course, whatever you're selling, you got to, is it a product or is it a service? I like services because, products come in and out. They're like fads. But like being a plumber, right? That's a good business, dirty work. You can make a lot of money. There's so many places that are hiring, and you literally could train for a year and become a plumber and make 70 to 100 grand your second year. If you worked hard for 1 year as a plumber for a pro, learned how to do it right, you could start your own plumbing business literally and go anywhere in the world and do it, and then get your contractor's license and do plumbing. But it's hard work, man. It is tough work. I work with a lot of different plumbers. I've done a little plumbing myself. It's dirty, smelly. There's a lot of mold, a lot of poop, a lot of pee. But you could make good money, And then there's HVAC, heating and air conditioning, duct specialists, HVAC specialists. You could work on those things. You could work on ducts. You could work on HVACs, the heaters in the winter, and then the air conditioning in the summer, right? Again, great money. You can make 100, 150 grand hot. You're in ducts, you're under houses, you're in attics, right? But there's work there. Another great business right now I'll tell you guys about is drywall. Drywall was something I was looking at for some time. And the drywall business is something that you could do and learn pretty quickly. I'd say within 6 months or a year, and you could start your own business on the side or by yourself, and you can make 75 to 100 grand a year as an independent drywall repair specialist. Yeah, so, and all you got to do is learn how to put little squares of drywall in and the different lengths and sizes, and learn how to texture. Of course, you need to learn how to do that right and do it good, but you could learn and do that. So those are just some ideas. I'll do some future videos on business. The Gnostic warrior, it's about being a knowledge warrior, right? Gnostic means knowledge. So that's always been my idea, is to stay ahead of the world and the sheeple, what's going on. So again, thank you for tuning in, and let me know what you guys are doing to earn money out there. I don't know what everybody does. It's crazy. It amazes me when I see so many people, and I just wonder what the heck they're doing to make money. Is it unemployment right now? Is it the stock market? Is it Bitcoin? These EFTs? Anyways, thank you again. Free speech, watch what you say. Even in your own homes, your communities, the people you love, right? Ideas are the things that separate us, right? Our beliefs. I said that this is gonna come down to a war of ideas, and then now it's really a war of beliefs. And in regards to social media, these, the YouTube, Facebook, all that type of stuff, there's going to be various algorithms. I believe people like me are specifically watched. I'm sure I have a nice file somewhere at one of the alphabet agencies, right, about my life. I could only imagine. I've wanted to check that out under the Freedom of Information Act, if that's even possible. I don't know, who knows, but in any event, right now I'm going to work on my business, on some ideas that I have. I'm going to change some strategies that I was doing. I was going to release a big campaign, but I decided after I've analyzed it further that it's probably a suicide project. So I'm probably going to change that idea and move away from some of the things that I was saying and doing before, because it's only going to bring heat on me and get me in trouble, and then get me silenced, get me banned. So again, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your comments. Yeah, everything is cyclical. I believe it, brother. But right now, it's going to be dark times, the dark ages. So be careful what you say. You know, this is the United States of America, right? The land of freedom, but it's not, right? It's not the same country that we once knew. That's a reality. So we could fight all we want, but it's coming forward. Whatever's going to happen, regardless of how we feel, if we believe it's wrong or whatever, it's going forward and it's going to eat us up. So you either try to figure out how to deal with it in the system. I feel that they are giving us outs. Find that is, and it's not going to be working for a big company or whoever. If you're worried about getting your sovereignty, your freedoms, and so forth, that you got to create your own little mini pods and hopefully make it and move states, move countries, do what you have to do to make it through this apocalypse. Take care. Thank you for tuning in. This is Mo the Gnostic Warrior. I appreciate you guys. Bye.